Hello guys, as you can see we are right now at the Chennai track and we are riding this new beauty, the 2020 BS6 ready Apache RR 310. And in the next few minutes I'll take you through what's new, what's different and how it rides.
I don't got time to hear about the criticism. Rap serial killer looking for another victim. Come and get your issue. You're rolling with a 9-bit slashing at you off as I can carry you.
So the biggest change, there are a lot of changes and at the same time there are very less changes. It's a double-edged sword, but what you need to know is the bike is now much better than what it used to be. So up front you now have the 5-inch screen which looks really good. It has got different riding modes integrated. You now have a ride-by-wire throttle which in sync allows you the different riding modes. Apart from that, you can see you have brand new color option which looks pretty hot according to me. And then there are a lot of small changes. For example, if you look at the switch gear, it's got a very nice premium feel to it. You got the hazard switches, the engine kill switch and start switch is the same. It's integrated well, and at the same time the overall build quality of this section, the switch gear, it's tremendously good. Feels very premium, and especially with this new color, the fit and finish is also extremely good. Now coming to the meters up front, so basically you have 4 riding modes: track, sport mode, rain mode, urban mode. So in the track mode you have all the power available and it's ready. The throttle response is much more crisper. Even in the sports mode you have all the power available. In the urban and the rain mode, what happens is that the power is brought down to about 25.8 PS and about 25 Nm of torque. So this, and also they slow down the throttle response a bit so that it's easier to ride this bike in rain and in the tricky urban conditions where you don't want all that power available. Now the thing that is hugely different apart from the power delivery is that the ABS intervention. So in the track and the sport mode, the ABS intervention is much lesser, allowing you harder braking without the ABS wheel kicking in. In the street and the rain mode, of course, you need the ABS kicking in earlier, so in that way it adjusts the ABS levels as well. Now apart from the obvious riding modes that have been added, and the meter as such has got a lot of customization, as in you can customize your home screen, how you see these called widgets basically. And then of course it's got the SmartXonnect system which enables you to connect your phone to it via Bluetooth, turn-by-turn navigation. You get a lot of ride statistics as well. So for example, with this ride on the track, it shows you all sort of details, what gears we are in, shows you a layout of the route you have taken basically, and what sort of top speeds, average speeds, all sort of statistics. I think these enable you to become a better rider once you analyze this and what you've been doing. So that enables you to be a better rider. It's a funky thing to have. It's something which others are not providing, and I think that's a good value addition as well. Coming to the riding position and things, etc., things are pretty much the same. Nothing much has changed. Again, like I said earlier, does not mean it's bad. It means it's good. It's always been good. It's been a comfortable motorcycle. One thing is that the pegs sort of scrape early if you're like really pushing it. So if you're in track mode, you probably need to figure out to make it a little bit rear-set. But for ideal city usage and touring, etc., this is in a very ideal spot. So one thing that I appreciate what TVS has done is that there's no change in the power specs. If you noticed recently with all the BS6 bikes that are coming out, there's a drop in power, there's a drop in torque, and it sort of makes buying a bike difficult because you knew that the engine was capable, and of course it's cleaner now, that's why, but TVS has managed to keep the power figures the same. Now speaking about the suspensions, it's somewhere between hard and soft. It's not hard enough for the track, and I wouldn't call it super soft as well, but it's not bad. It's comfortable because I like this riding position. You still sit somewhat upright, you still have your elbows free to move around, so riding in the city also should not be a problem. I know a lot of people who are touring on the previous version, so the ergonomics has not changed and this still remains very good in that department. Now for the BS6 version, of course there is small changes in the internal of the muffler. It is heavier by about 4 kgs. And now the biggest advantage, or the biggest new thing according to me, at least for me, is that new Michelin Road Fire tires. These give a whole lot of confidence. After the straight, when you're leaning into the corner, you can do speeds that you were not able to do before. So right now, I think a lot of guys are doing 130 plus speeds, carrying that speed to that corner. I was able to push myself a little bit further than what I used to do. To probably earlier, if I was taking it at 110, I was able to do it at 115, 120. I felt I reached my limit, but I was pretty sure that bike had no complaints at all. So also now, one thing I noticed is that Apache, the RR310 especially, has been a constant development. So even after launching the product, very regularly they rolled out updates. This bike also has received a lot of internal updates to refine in terms of refinement, and all the dampeners are bigger, especially that happened actually in the previous version, but it's a constant evolution. So one thing that I really like about the ride-by-wire is that they figured out a way to make sure that you don't feel those small niggles in terms of vibrations. So with the ride-by-wire, has opened them to a whole lot of new technology, new ways to make the bike feel much more refined, and the Bosch ECU now has got different programmable modes. So that has enabled them to enable these machines with riding modes, different power modes, etc. So with this ride-by-wire, just this one thing, the whole feel of the bike has changed. It's got some safety features itself. Because of the ride-by-wire, it's got a protective feature. What it does is that now if somebody is playing with the throttle, it doesn't rev. If you increase it gradually, see, that's the difference it makes. It's the small things that matter at the end of the day, right? So I like that, it's something that adds a lot of value to me especially. Now out on the track over here, I already told you the tires are great. The handling dynamics, nothing much has changed, which means that it still remains good. It still remains very friendly. You can change directions fast. The brakes are extremely good and sharp. You don't have any sort of a spot where you feel that the bike has reached the limit. So in that way, overall, I feel it's still a very good package. And at 2.4 lakhs, I think it's just about 12,000 rupees increase. They have given a whole lot of more equipment on it, so sort of justifies increased cost. So at the end of the day, I think it still is a very beautiful bike, something that looks as good as this and which rides as sweet as this. You should not be bothered. We should just get this machine and enjoy. And now with the different ride modes and the ride-by-wire, it makes a lot more sense. It's a very friendly motorcycle. You do not need to get intimidated with the size. It looks absolutely dashing now in this new titanium grey color option. It's quite fancy. At the end of the day, I like it. Let me know what you think about it, and I'll see you in the next one.